1. Flat 10% annual income tax for companies and employees. 2. Set Bank of England interest rates at a minimum of 2% to maintain growth in the economy. 3. Set banking reserve requirements as a minimum and ideally introduce a sovereign money or full reserve banking system to replace the current fiat banking system that causes the current hyperinflated property market and the boom and bust stock market that continuously causes economic recession. Currently the UK has no banking reserve requirements and operates on commercial fiat banking system. 4. Make it easier for new banks to be established by lowering the requirements. 5. Return to the gold standard system of pound sterling currency valuation. Return to the gold standard requires the pound sterling to be banked with gold reserves held by the Bank of England. This would prevent the pound sterling being traded and valued on the international currency exchange, isolation the UK from inevitable future recessions and depressions, such as in 2008, commonly started in the USA on the New York Stock Exchange. 6. All companies that have premises in the UK must have a registered head office in the UK to represent their British branch. This is to prevent tax evasion and the use of tax havens. 7. Create a new formula for evenly distributing tax revenue to UK member countries based on the population per county, using census figures which will address the unfair priority of the southeast of England and Scotland over the rest of the UK. 8. Revoke inheritance tax and stamp duty. 9. Measure the UK's success on national average income, home ownership and contentment instead of economic growth. A country as a social project, not a business. 10. All companies' profits earned in the UK are taxed regardless of company's registered head office. 11. Repeal corporation tax, business rates, council tax, national insurance, VAT, shopping and services taxes which includes duties on alcohol, tobacco, petrol, diesel and other fuel, gambling, insurance and flights. 12. Ban fiat banking as it is a major contributor for every financial crash. Banning the banking practice will provide long-term stability in economic growth. 13. Honour the result of the referendum on the UK's membership of the European Union to ensure Brexit produces a prosperous future for the British public. 14. Develop a codified British constitution for the UK. 15. Build and expand motorways in the UK, especially in Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. 16. Build a undersea tunnel or bridge between Scotland and Northern Ireland. 17. Expand all commercial airports and shipping ports. 18. Create a hard border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. 19. Operate under the international trading framework of WTO. 20. Seek trade deals with former Commonwealth countries such as India, Bangladesh, Brunei Darussalam, India, Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Australia, New Zealand, Fiji Islands, Kiribati, Nauru, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, USA, Canada, Jamaica, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Kenya, South Africa, Botswana, Cameroon, Gambia, Ghana, Kingdom of Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, Rwanda, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia, Cyprus, Malta. 21. Create an Australian-style immigration system prioritising skills and qualifications. 22. Deport all illegal immigrants. Only people with legal residence or genuine refugee status can apply for citizenship. 23. Restore national territorial waters and stop fishing by boats under tax haven flags, illegally fishing in British territorial waters, taking British fish stock. 24. Scrap the fishing quota that forces fishermen to throw dead fish back into the sea. 25. The European Court of Justice has no legal jurisdiction in the UK. The Supreme Court of the United Kingdom should be the highest court in the UK. 26. Implement proportional representation in political general elections. 27. Expand the criteria for financial legal aid. 28. Make all elected mayors the heads of their borough local councils, replacing the councillor system. 29. bring the number of police in the 43 police forces of England and Wales up to 300,000. The latest figure collected the 31st of March 2017 is a total of 198,684. Further reform is needed. Increase bobbies on the beat by reducing the number of needed officers. This can be accomplished by merging borough commands into county police forces. 30. Create a means for the public to trigger a national referendum on the government website when the petition has reached the required votes, which in Switzerland is between 100,000 to 500,000. 31. The English defamation law needs to be revised to prevent the media from twisting facts to suit their agenda and bullying public figures such as celebrities and politicians. The media in the modern screen-focused society that we live increasingly controls individual and collective perspectives and is either state-owned or by corporate investors such as Rupert Murdoch with ulterior political motives. Celebrities might not have resulted to excessive drug use that resulted in death had it not been for the constant hounding by journalists. https://n.wikipedia.org/wiki/english_defamation_law. 32. Restore national territorial waters and stop fishing by boats under tax haven flags. Illegally fishing in British territorial waters, taking British fish stock. 33. Scrap the fishing quota that forces fishermen to throw dead fish back into the sea. 34. Implement an energy price cap for electricity and gas. 35. Create a maximum affordable fuel price for diesel and petrol, £1 for 2 litres as example. 36. Politicians and government employees are liable for everything they say and are subject to laws similar to false advertising. 37. Universities should be a state service operated on the lowest fees possible to achieve the highest degree of teaching, not a government-subsidized business run for profit targeting the aspirations of the young. 38. Subsidies UK farmers to plant deciduous trees native to Britain such as oak, yew, sycamore and birch. 39. Reintroduce endangered and extinct native animal and plant life through a policy of rewilding. 40. Grant planning permission to build 1 million homes every year until property is completely devalued from its current hyperinflated value and there is a surplus of supply for future generations. 41. Give all housing association part ownership homeowners the right to buy in full regardless of contracts and clauses and stop annual increases in rent. 42. Build enough public housing to temporarily accommodate vulnerable individuals and families such as the homeless and those fleeing family and spousal abuse etc. until they can find employment and rented accommodation. 43. Create a planning ministry in the civil service to replace the local planning departments in borough and parish councils which are commonly inept and corrupt. 44. Reform UK planning law as it delays building industry growth. This would mean repealing the Housing, Town Planning, and c. Act 1909, Housing, Town Planning, and c. Act 1919, Town Planning Act 1925, Town and Country Planning Act 1932, Town and Country Planning Act 1947, Town and Country Planning Act 1954 and Town and Country Planning Act 1990. New more relevant planning law would be implemented for the prosperity of the UK in the 21st century. 45. Double the number of hospitals in the UK. 46. Double the number of prisons in the UK. 47. Re-establish polytechnics for teaching and training those that wish to pursue technical careers. 48. Fully nationalise the NHS and absorb the privatised supporting contracts. Part of this process will be repealing the Health and Social Care Act 2012 https://n.m.wikipediaorg/wiki/health_social_care_act_2012. 49. Establish a state-owned management company to manage nationalised companies. 50. Re-nationalise the national grid and the railways back into British Rail. The railway lines and stations ripped up by the beaching cuts will be rebuilt to reconnect all villages and towns to alleviate pollution, congestion and the expense of owning and maintaining a personal vehicle. https://n.wikipedia.org/wiki/beaching_cuts. 51. Re-nationalise Royal Mail. 52. Re-nationalise the bus companies into the National Bus Company. https://n.wikipedia.org/wiki/national_bus_company_UK. 53. Re-nationalise all prisons. 54. Create a UK Space Force as the fourth component in the British Armed Forces. 55. Rearm the mod into the largest, most well-trained, paid and equipped army, navy and air force in Europe. 56. Put trade tariffs on countries and trade areas that undermine our economy such as China. 57. There should be no course education fees for professions in demand such as medical staff, engineers and scientific professions. 58. Relax regulations constraining the curriculum and the establishment of new private schools which will make private education more common and affordable. 59. Create GCSEs in home management, life skills, basic mechanics, personal finance, cooking etc., agriculture, politics and philosophy. 60. Build more reservoirs to prevent summer drought and drainage canals to prevent flooding on floodplains and residential areas. 61. Implement a circular economy where all waste materials are recycled. Abolish the universal credit system. 62. Abolish buy-to-let mortgages. 63. Abolish universal credit system and increase benefit payments for those that have a disability or are unemployed. 64. Increase the wages of people in the armed forces. 65. Reverse austerity including funding for sports clubs, youth clubs and funding to build youth centers, provide funding for evening courses at colleges. 66. Increase the NHS budget to allow the National Health Service to employ on higher wages more doctors and nurses. Building roads around every town. 67. Increase the wages of people in the armed forces. 68. Building roads around every town and city to reduce traffic. 69. Provide government grants to redevelop farms including funding for farm buildings, to build and repair farmhouses, fencing, farm tracks, concrete yards and irrigation ditches. 70. Build more wind turbines, small thorium salt reactor nuclear power plants and coal power plants with mandatory carbon capture technology so that the British people have a surplus of cheap electricity. 71. Build underground metro train network similar to the tube and metro networks in London and Newcastle under every UK city. Works in London and Newcastle under every UK city. Works in